I've stayed inside the cab of my vehicle because there's enough wind there to distort the volume sound on my camera. But the reason I'm pointing the camera over into this field of stubble, well, there is a purpose. As you know, these are cereal fields, and they've all recently been harvested, in the month of August, late August, and into September. But what has happened in preceding years is farmers are now starting to plough up these fields as early as October, and sometimes they plant winter barley and stuff like that. So what I've done is I've written to most of the farmers in the area, just a standard letter, and then sent it to all of them. And I've asked them not to plough the fields if they don't mind, because these stubble fields, let me see, I'm out in the Mini estate here, Mini Road, and as you can see, these fields are fine the way they are for the winter. And if you've ever walked on a field of stubble in a December afternoon, you'll understand it's a very grand thing to do. Excuse me. Very grand thing to do. And I think what's happening is the farmers are, well, apart from being greedy bastards, they're also, taking away the aesthetics of the countryside. And someone like myself who's very creative needs the stubble. It's conducive to good imagination for next chapter of my book or something, And I mean, you couldn't get one of these famous English landscape painters, like Constable or something, painting one of his marvellous rural scenes with a ploughed field instead of stubble. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when the autumn leaves appear, as they're about to do in the next 4 weeks, when they turn to a variety of yellow and orange and red and golden brown hues, they're all set by this beautiful stubble field. But when the farmers plough up the field, they're left in a stark contrast to the autumn leaves, and something in nature remains, as a result, unbalanced. It is also beautiful to see these stubble fields in the late November sunshine at sunset, throughout the winter actually, because the pink of the sunset catches the stubble, and it casts a wonderful pink and red and golden colour across the landscape. Something you don't get with a dark brown ploughed field. So I've, in my letter to the farmers, I've kind of outlined much of what I'm saying here. I've asked them in the most politest way if they could refrain from ploughing these fields this autumn and do what they did for centuries and leave the fields to lie fallow until the spring, when the month of March was traditionally the month for ploughing fields, where one could sit a while and watch the peeweeps, the lapwing, circle the tractor, or seagulls, or crows, or even pigeons, all trying to snatch a worm or something. There's nothing better on a March day to see the tractor moving slowly across the field, unhurriedly, with the ploughs set at a perfect angle, lifting the old stubble and burying it under the earth for the new harvest in the spring. Yeah, so I think for myself that the farmers who are mostly office-based now and who tend to sit counting their money all day long, do not tramp about the fields as they used to, eyeing nature and looking at stubble at sunset or dawn. If you've never walked on stubble, then you have truly missed one of the great wonders of this world. It is a marvellous thing to do, is walk through the remnants of a harvest field, a harvested field, with debris from the haystacks and sheaves of corn and wheat and barley left astray for the wind to blow around in the winter months, and the beautiful golden stubble, the wonderful golden stubble, which makes any artist, any writer, or any musician long for stubble in the days when they're compiling something in a quiet corner of their sitting room by a open fire. Yeah, so if I come here with my camera in a few weeks and we discover this beautiful stubble field has been ploughed over, then I may have to contact the farmers once more, this time to advise that they are ignorant bastards and should not be in charge of these fields or custodians of the landscape. It was one of the last things that me and Up and Down did, as I recall. Yeah. Before she went to convent training, many years ago, we spent a whole September day playing in the straw and seated upon the haystacks, one which collapsed. It was such a joyous moment. We fell together through the hay, and I think it was a field mouse scurried out. The farmer came out and he was raging, waving his large crook. Get off my haystack," he said. But myself and Up and Down, we just tittered away across the field, laughing and crying with joy, hand in hand. It was a marvellous occasion. One of the best days I think we ever shared. And of course the stubble, the crunchy stubble, I still remember it very clearly.